Roguelites are everywhere, so what makes Rogue Loops stand out? This game throws you into an endless cycle where you battle across 2 rooms, each with unique buffs and debuffs, forcing you to think ahead. I'll let you know what's good, bad, and what needs some work. And thank you to Fubu Games for the free review copy. Every run, you bounce between 2 rooms. Each room has its own choices of buffs and debuffs. Once you clear the waves of enemies, you move to the next room and pick between 2 new modifiers. Some are amazing, some are annoying, some are traps, some will just plain ruin your day. This keeps every run unpredictable and forces you to adapt on the fly. Now I'll get to the characters in a second, but to spice things up in your runs, you get relics, which are passive abilities that completely change your playstyle. You can also hold 2 skills per run with synergies between fire, ice, and lightning. The system is pretty cool, but I wish there were more build varieties. You're mostly stacking, damage on the first hit, crits, and backstab damage. I would have loved skill trees that buffed movement, dashes, or even like a randomizer skill that shifts your perks. Now outside of these runs, you collect blue essence, which grants wishes for your skill tree. You can use gold during runs to equip better loadouts, and collect boss souls to upgrade your characters. There's also a rare chance that pleading around in a room unlocks parchments, which gives you access to stronger relics in future runs. It's a solid progression system that does keep you hooked for a little while. Now let's talk about combat and then the characters. If you're expecting a hack and slash button masher, you can kind of forget it. You can't just spam attacks and hope to win in this roguelite. Every move actually does matter and every dodge is crucial based on the traps and obstacles in your room, as well as the enemy types. The first few hours of the game are really painful. You start with a melee character, and trust me, melee characters just makes things twice as hard. Learning which enemies are absolute nightmares and what debuffs or obstacles to avoid is key in the early game. Over the course of the game, you unlock up to 4 characters, each with 2 playstyles. The melee characters kind of frustrating because some obstacles pull you into traps when you're attacking. Now Amber, the ranged character, is straight up OP and like the best character for obvious reasons. She can shoot across the map, dodge without getting punished. She has really good playstyle effects for her arrows. So what really kept me hitting that new run button? For me, it was unlocking all the characters, seeing how they played, seeing what playstyles they had. Plus the game does have ramped up challenges, but mainly in like the fact of higher enemy health, more damage. There's more rooms to go through before you fight the boss in each region. Visually, I love the look of the game. The cel-shaded comic book art style really does pop. Enemies are well designed and boss fights do look epic and play epic. And when I talk about the boss designs and say that they look epic, that's what I mean. The boss fights are really brutal at first, but once you learn their like telltale signs of attacks and their patterns, they become like really way too easy. And my only complaint is there's not enough boss variety for each region. It's like fighting the same boss over and over and over and over. I wish there was just more boss variety. And if you're here for the story, I'm sorry. Just like all roguelites, most of them don't really have a great one. It's there, but honestly, it's just kind of background noise. The family trapped in a loop concept is cool, but don't expect like some deep emotional storytelling. The controls are also super responsive, and I love that the magic spell mechanic where you do a perfect cast gives you a bonus, like bigger explosions, bigger damage, something to that effect. It's a small detail, but it does make a difference. And the UI is really clean and straightforward, and nothing to complain about. So, is Rogue Loops worth playing? If you're a semi-casual to hardcore roguelike fan, and you enjoy skill-based gameplay that rewards patience and precision, you'll have a great time. Just be ready for that early difficulty spike. If this review helped, hit that like button, it really helps out the channel. And of course, subscribe for more game reviews. If you trust my reviews, then also check out this video for why fountains will surprise you. As always, keep gaming and stay awesome.